some nourishment in your system, and and you will, don't get too much sugar, but get some water or some fruit juice or something in you to keep battling that what they call the doldrums or the dog days of summer. Well, this is humidity, and it kind of drains you out there in that heat. It's not like that heat in the Sudan, like in the desert. It might reach 110, 120 in the shade in the desert, but you won't feel it directly unless you're standing in the sun. But if you're in this type of heat, you can't hide from the humidity. That suffocates you. So stay hydrated and look out for each other. Uh, I'm coming off a little medical challenge. I could see a little better because I had a cataract removed. And for all of you out there, if you got water you're getting from the city pumped through your faucet at home, get a filter that will filter out heavy metals, lead, calcium, stuff like that, so you can drink cleaner water. And water has a lot to do with cleansing your system. So pay attention to the small things, and it'll work out better for the big things. Thank you for taking my little advice.
Yeah, it's very important, like Elder Piaki say, because as he was even speaking at that point in time, it made me did a little reminiscing. And back in the late '80s or early '90s, I remember that my appendix ruptured, and one of the things that I wasn't drinking enough water, and it was just a host of different things. But one of the main things that the doctor told me that I wasn't drinking enough water for the function and the clean and the filter and do what it's supposed to do. And he told me if I would have just drunk a little more water, perhaps I wouldn't have even had that problem. And the issues and the experience that I had, is something that I would never forget. Because if you look at me, you don't know what I've been through, but you're looking at a miracle. I tell people that, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart because nobody but God took care of me. I went to work on a Tuesday, and I drove around with a ruptured appendix from Tuesday to Thursday, and drove myself to the hospital on a Thursday, and just barely got to the emergency. And when I got there, after I gave them the information that they needed to contact different people, I actually passed out,
Mm.
and that could have happened on the way, any given time
Right.
between that Tuesday and Thursday.
Mm.
And fortunately for me, the doctor said that the poison didn't get a chance to travel throughout my body because it was trapped in a layer of fat.
Mm.
And I wasn't that real big guy, but it was just a blessing, as I tell people. And I was in the hospital for about 15 days. And they called me the miracle man. Everybody was coming from all different fluids just to see the guy that drove around from a Tuesday to a Thursday and come in and passed out after he gave them the information. So what nobody but God watching out. They say the Lord looks out for babies, old folks, and fools. And at that time, I wasn't a baby, and I wasn't that old as I am now. So I guess I had to be a fool because I wasn't taking care of myself. So on that note, we just saying that to take care of yourself, eat the right thing, make the right decisions, and those decisions that you're going to be making is to eat the right foods, eat some greens, eat some beans, eat some
Nutrition.
fruits and vegetables and different stuff, soups and things, and drink water, plenty of water. But they say, is it 8 glasses? How many a day?
At least a minimum of 8.
A
Yeah.
minimum of 8 glasses of water a day. So at least do that, because you want to take care of yourself. You want to be here for your loved ones. Your family loves you and you love your family. You want to be here for them and they want you here. So, let's just, take care of ourselves. On that note, I just wanted to share some of the things that could happen to you when you don't take care of yourself. But back to the village, and like we were saying, we teaches martial
40
arts,
years.
40 years celebrating.
Mm.
We're going to talk about some of the ups and downs that we had over these 40 years because there's a song say it is not going to be easy. And we found out it wasn't going to be easy too. because we, like I said, we had some ups and downs. There was some times when it looked like we wasn't gonna make it. But I tell people, and I just believe in God with my whole heart that if He's for you, He's more than the whole world against you.
Yes.
So when you got somebody like that on your side, when you think you're doing something yourself, or you see where it appears that you can't make it no more, and wondering how you make it, making it is God is carrying you. And hopefully, some of you guys feel the same way that I do. Because, from those times we've had break-ins, we've had all kind of issues and problems, but we weathered the storm. We had low funding at one time or another, and sometimes we didn't have no funding. But the Lord blessed us, and we was able to, my partner, Mr. Cofield, and I, and the rest of the workers here, we did what we had to do to make it work. And we still here, and our focus, I could have went one way, he could have did something else. But if we'd have did that, we wouldn't have been here and wouldn't have been able to help as many children as we have helped. And we often tell the story, and it's been a blessing. We've had young adults that growed up that come here at the age of 4 and 5 years old, and
Now
just
their
stay.
children are coming.
And now their children are coming. Mothers brought them. Now they are bringing their children, and they tell the story, how we have helped them. And nothing does you any better than for somebody to come back and say, "Thank you. I appreciate what you've done for me." Not that you have to even do that. You don't have to do or say anything, but it makes one feel good to know that you appreciate what they have done for you. And like I was saying, we have a summer program. We have youth workers now. The Lord has blessed us. We've been doing that over the years, but and COVID kind of took a toll on everything. We took a nosedive back then. It was enough just to get up and try to come down here, not to, we couldn't do no business. There wasn't too many people circulating,
Right.
but we weathered
We
that
lost
storm.
some.
We lost a lot of people, lost a lot of friends, mothers and fathers.
Mm-hmm.
I lost mine. But nevertheless, we are still here. We are still standing. And we're still reaching and teaching and trying to help meet the need. And, because our babies, unfortunately, it's a lot of stuff, they don't know. And we just have to teach them and try to work with them. And some of the things what I do when they come here to the entrepreneurship part, I make them read. I make them read what they want. I make them count money. I make them, count their change. I tell them what something costs,
Plan.
and plan for different things. And when they tell me how much they cost, I say, well, how much change do you get back? And they
Mm-hmm.
look at me. I said, now, if you don't know, I'm gonna keep it. So I make them think, or they want that change so they can get something else. So it's just things, little things that we do to kind of make them use their head, make them think for themselves. And as you know already, I often tell people, think about it. Think about what you say before you do it. It's always good to you, but it's not always good for you. So we have to think about those different things, the decisions that we make. And I'm so glad that I chose to work with our Cumulon Village the way that I'm working with them, because I see what we're doing. I've seen some of those same children that come up, went to school. Some of them are doctors, some of them are lawyers, some of them are police, some of them are principals at school. They have come back and shared with the kids and told them that they was one of the little bad kids that was coming up in here that was giving us the blues. But to look at them now,
Right.
so we made some kind. We made them. We couldn't save the world, but we saved the ones that we could. And if you don't want to look at it, say we saved them. Well, let's just say we did the best we could with what
What
we
we had.
had and tried to make things work to help them,
Yeah.
not just ourselves. And charity begins at home. I tell people you have to take care of yourself first. But we had a focus. Sometimes we neglected home to make sure that we was here to do things what we needed to do for these babies. And my partner, Mr. Cofield, often says, "Save the babies,
That's it.
save the babies." And I piggyback on that sometime myself. So remember, This is John Beverly, the businessman with a conscience over here at the Alkemeline Village. And tomorrow from 1 to 5 o'clock, we will be celebrating 40 years of being here. So hopefully you have the time to come out and join us in the celebration. Thank you for listening and have a great day.
Stay safe out there.
Stay safe.
All right.
Hello, everyone. This is John Beverly, the businessman with a conscience. I want you to tune in to licmc.net radio every Saturday at 3 o'clock p.m. Also, watch Comcast Xfinity every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Also, with my friends at the Alkemeline Village. My newest news is I have a channel on stream.com/London TV Net. 24/7 live streamed TV networks. The name of my station is John B TV. And remember, this is John Beverly, the businessman with a conscience, where people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And thank you guys for listening.
John Beverly, the Candyman, the businessman with a conscience. John Beverly, the Candyman, the businessman with a conscience, on licmc.net radio every Saturday at 3 p.m.